Rex, you know John Harbaugh better than everyone at this table combined. You were his defensive coordinator. What was your perspective on what happened yesterday?
Yeah, no, I would have gone right to John and said, "Hey, man, take the points." Said, "Put it on us."
You would have walked up to him on the sideline and said it.
100%. Said, "Hey, kick this thing, man. Let's put it on our shoulders." And it's interesting because I get it. Like Harbs is talking about analytics. By the way, chalk another one up for analytics, another loss. All right, but I love it. I absolutely love it because that never wins. But I'm looking at this, and I get where he's coming from. I know what he's saying. There's 4 minutes left in this game. All right, if you take the points, they don't have to go down and score. And that's the thing. You know, right now, Harbs has got a hell of a lot more confidence in his offense than he does his defense, and rightfully so. Look, this team has given up you talked about it, Green, 2 17-point or more leads in the second half. And to me, when's the last time that's happened? It's only happened one other time the entire season a team did that.
To be clear, though, the defense you would have been representing when you walked up to John Harbaugh had Ray Lewis and Ed Reed on it.
Yeah.
This is a vastly different situation. You still think
it's got 3 former Pro Bowlers in the secondary, which I don't think I ever had at one time. They got Calais Campbell. They got a lot of the draft capital in that defense. I'm sorry, but this team needs to start playing like the Baltimore Ravens, the tradition of the Baltimore Ravens.
What do you think?
Well, I haven't hated a late-second call or decision since Carlton stole the ball from Will at the end of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when they could have won the game at Bel-Air High.
They could have won it.
And he shot it to the top of the ceiling.
you.
Yeah, I've been so mad at Carlton since then. Yeah. This is the maddest I've ever been.
You were talking
when you think about when you think about that decision, you can't let fear drive you into failure. And that's what that was. He was so nervous and so scared about what Josh Allen might do. It drove him to make a bad decision. Because what we do know about a bad defense, that it's easier to score 3 on them than it is to score 7. And so now you put them in a position where they don't have to drive the entire field, where a guy like a Josh Allen can get in field goal range and win a football game. And in the end, that's what you did, because now they waited to the last second. They didn't score because you tackled them, and they kick it, and you never get the football back. This is a bad decision in every way. You're a team that did not score in the entire second half. You have an opportunity to put points on the board and get the lead back that you lost, and you need to do it. And at some point, you got to empower people so they can feel powerful. Me running away from my defense only lets them know that I don't have any faith in them.
All right, I love you both. You're totally wrong. It's 100% the right decision by Harbaugh. They had stopped Buffalo's offense 1 time in the second half, number 1. Number 2, I got an MVP at quarterback. I just went on a 9-minute drive. I convert 80% of the time on 4th and 2 and less. Number 3, their quarterback, also an MVP. And the reality is, RC, I don't believe it's fear. I believe it's respect. We've talked about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and often said, you ain't going to beat Kansas City with 3s. You're not going to beat Buffalo with 3s. And that's the decision here is, do you believe that 3 points is enough with 4 minutes of Josh Allen and what we watched in the playoffs last year, and you haven't stopped them in the second half? Absolutely not. This is the right decision. And you heard Lamar say it in postgame. If we just executed it to touchdown, and then we're having a different game. Here's the thing that we cannot come on here. No. We can't come here.
If the Browns just execute, they'd have a Super Bowl and not have 29.
No. But here's my thing. We can't come here on week 1 and praise Brian Daboll for what he did in New York and say he went to go win the football game and get that 2-point conversion, and then come and crush Harbaugh and say,
no, because he's trying to change the culture. But here's the thing.
2 different teams.
Yeah, Brian Daboll is trying to change a culture right there with the Giants, and there's very few expectations for that team. I understand. You're the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens have a culture. They have a tradition. And it's one you probably don't understand because you've never been around a defense like that. I can tell you right now, that defense sitting back in there, why do you think Marcus Peters all upset? Because he's like, no, hell no, take the points, put it on our ass.
Upset because they wanted to let him score.
I'm just saying this. Well, yeah, exactly. Because of pride in it, our guys are thinking, we'll punch the damn ball out. We'll block the field goal. Like there's other ways of doing it.
The reason you're letting them score is because you don't have any points.
Yeah.
Right? If I have points, now I'm playing defense differently. Now I'm being aggressive. Now I'm a defensive player. You took that from me in that moment. right? In that moment when you don't score and they get in that area, you've now made me the sacrificial lamb that says, I got to lay on my back in the dead cockroach and let this dude get in the end zone. No defensive player ever wants to be there.
But here's we're talking because we're going to talk about the Philadelphia game and their 4th and goal down 14-0 and sit there and go credit Nick Sirianni, their head coach, for being aggressive and trying to score.
But what did I say today? I would have taken the points.
But right,
and so
but
I'm just saying, yeah, and I know how it
we
works or whatever, but I'm just telling you, from a defensive perspective, when you got points on the board, I can turn it loose. I'm going to make a play. Watch, hey, Ryan, you going to make it? No, I'm going to make it. Watch this. I'm going to hit that dang quarterback. You have a totally different mentality. Now it's a tie game order. Give me some points. I don't need much. Give me a lead. When we have a lead, it's game, set, match. That's the mentality that it's always been in that Raven locker room.
I understand that thinking. The reality is, though, this isn't that Raven defense, and so I understand. I get what you're coming from. You're personally offended on behalf of their defense, and I understand
Greeny,
that.
here's the other thing, though, Greeny. Here's the other thing. Winning. If Lamar scores, right, and say you still lose, you absolutely have won nothing in that locker room. You've changed nothing about this team. Lamar goes and get 3, and this defense gets a stop. This morning, we aren't talking about the drive by Lamar and the 3 points. What we're talking about is a team that couldn't stop the Buffalo Bills for a half and a quarter, and now they finally rise up when they need to, and now you've erased Tua Tagovailoa. You've erased the lead you've given up. I think you got to give your team a chance. He gave them no chance.
Real quick, Dan, go ahead.
Who do you trust more? Candidly, keep it a buck.
Right.
Lamar Jackson or the Ravens defense?
Yeah, that's the decision.
I trust Justin Tucker more than anybody in the world. And he was going to make that 3, and now my defense got a shot.
That's fair. I got to leave it there for the moment. I will, for whatever it's worth. By a very narrow margin, analytics favored what Harbaugh did by like 4%.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.